Hey everybody, it's the coach. This is Thursday Night Football on EA Sports. On tap is what should be a pretty good matchup between the New York Jets and the Mexico City Diablos. I'll see you again at halftime as we preview some of the action coming up on Sunday. But for now, it's Thursday Night Football. And on the call, as always, it's Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
From the oldest capital city in the Americas, founded in 1325, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Mexico City. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the New York Jets and the Mexico City Diablos. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden. And Charles, you look at this Mexico City team as they enter play here. They come in playing pretty good football. Winners of 4 of their last 6 games.
And if you look back to last week, it was all about their defense. Anytime you hold an NFL team to single digits, that's saying something.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Jets, and I don't think from what we saw down on the field before the game, there's any doubt they're ready to roll.
They passed the eye test, don't they? This team looks fired up and ready to play.
The bye weeks are over. It's all about football all the time as we're underway here in Week 13. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. They'll be led out by the 3rd overall selection back in 2018 from USC. It's Sam Darnold.
And I'll bet right now it's just one thought in his mind.
Win the game, yeah.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. He played pretty well. I mean, he didn't turn over the ball in terms of interceptions,
no,
right?
2 touchdown passes last week.
2 touchdown passes, but when your team doesn't win, that's just hollow. And the best quarterbacks don't care about anything but whether or not their team won.
Let's go.
Darnold on 1st down. That's complete. It's Bell. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. 2nd down. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
Little trouble thus far on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 11. The shotgun snap for Darnold. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect, they know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well.
So now we'll get a look at the other offensive unit as they come out for their first possession. And leading them, Charles, their quarterback, their field general.
What I enjoyed this week is that you asked to talk to his offensive center before the game and find out a little bit more about him and what the relationship is. And that was a pretty positive story, wasn't it?
Yeah, and really what I took away from that is just how it has permeated throughout the entire offensive line, the relationship they've had. It's really a group that's in sync.
They care about him. That's the thing. They really care. And when you care that much, you're going to play that much harder for him and give him a better chance.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Terrell Basham came in there hard on the blitz and got him down 9 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
We talked about prior to the game, and it played out right there on the first play, didn't it? This offensive line is going to have his hands full all night long.
Now, you often speak of scripts to start a game. Does this mean that play number 2, they're going to go off the script a little bit?
Yeah, what's interesting is that most people, when they script now, they actually script those contingencies in, okay, in case they can't run the play they want to. It's long distance now. Let's go to that play.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. He'll look to throw. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 30 yards there, and of course the first down as well. So the big play gets them across midfield now for 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And some space to move right away as he's all the way up to the 30. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
The safety Marcus May in there on the coverage. Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Back to throw here. Escaping the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And the Jets defense making things difficult there. 4th down.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss him? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head and not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
They were probably hoping to get him a little bit closer for a shorter field goal, but he was able to get it done from deep.
Nice little tester for him to begin things, huh? I think he was open for a little bit more of a chip shot. Instead, they made him stretch it out a little bit, but he's got to feel great now that he put it through the pipes.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for everyone possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11. From the shotgun, it's a give to Bell. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up. And we take a look now at the New York offense.
And, partner, sometimes it's good for a team to get the Thursday nighter right after a loss because you don't have very long to stew on what just happened. You have to turn right around, get ready, and go out and play again. Or, as one of the veterans told me, I actually like this because I can keep my anger for this short amount of time and take it out on the other team.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
It's not too often you see a holder putting that football down right on the midfield stripe. 60 yards, Charles, but a little bit too much to bite off there.
Yeah, it's good to show confidence in your kicker. That might have been just a little bit too much. I guarantee you, as you just noted, putting it down on the midfield stripe, the holder's thinking to himself, that's a long way. Probably not as confident as well.
4 yards on the dump off at 2nd down. Now a handoff here to his running back. They'll get only a couple down to the 44.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading the play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Throwing right, and that's complete. First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a 1st down. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll drop the throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. 2nd and 10. But when this ball's tipped and intercepted, picked off by the linebacker, C.J. Mosley. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball.
Now the pressure comes, and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9.
The competition comes up in so many different ways, and right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. Had about 5 sacks last week. We just saw their first one of this game.
And this is caught. I think he got that with one hand. And he's going to lose yardage here back at the 8.
It's got to the point when we see guys like that make that type of a catch. Not fair goes through my brain. That size, that speed, and now they're acting like wide receivers, too.
Yeah, tight end one-handed catches. They're kind of like wide receiver one-handed catches nowadays.
Just not right.
3rd and long, it's Darnold. And he's going to go down. He backed up into the end zone, and this is going to wind up a safety. And you know, the man who sat in my chair the last few years, he has a theory. These plays, these safeties, they're so rare. Maybe they should be worth more than 2, maybe 4 points.
I think he's got a great point. I really do, Brandon. But I would go ahead and up it to 6. I'm a former defender. To me, that's like scoring a touchdown.
Easy now. I'll go 4. I don't know about 6.
Come on. Come up to 6.
A lot of points. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he's got his man on the comebacker. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's into the clear. Past the 20. And he will finally be taken down at the Jets' 17-yard line. One of the reasons that this team is on this win streak, big runs like that.
When you see runs like that broken off, you know this is a team that's confident running the football. A big reason why this streak has occurred, they come together, had a plan, and stuck.
And he will take this one in for a touchdown. From 17 yards out. And his guys are going to add on to their lead. Now, on this play, he just made a great route. The quarterback had to deliver it, sure, but a great route run there.
And, Brandon, this is what the best receivers do. They work on their route running because it's one thing to have athletic ability, but to really get open, you have to set up defensive backs with different routes and be precise in your cuts.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The offense trots back onto the field, and we shine our Madden spotlight on Sam Darnold. And I guess the question, Charles, is what's the formula for keeping him better protected? Because as we see, the protection, it struggled.
And normally what you get is renewed determination. When the big guy gets hit, that usually sparks people. Hey, we can't let this happen anymore. They take it personally. He's not supposed to be on the ground, but that hasn't been the case so far in this game. So maybe they've got to figure out how do they get rid of the ball faster to help out the offensive line so he doesn't get hit as much.
And we'll see if they can keep him off the ground now going forward. They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. On 2nd and 10, Darnold. And this is caught. A spectacular one-handed grab there. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. Now a draw play. This is Bell. And he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25. It'll be a gain of 5, and the punt team will now come out on 4th down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Here again comes the captain of this offense leading his crew back out there now. He's got the lead here in the second quarter. He's thrown the touchdown, but also an interception. As a quarterback, does that interception, even though you're playing well, your team's got the lead, does that always stick in the back of your mind a little bit?
For the best ones, it just upsets them that they did that because they don't think there should be any blemishes on their record. They think that they're way better than that. So your confidence gets tested a little bit. Being able to go back out there, maybe throw another touchdown, that'll tamp that down in a big way.
Yeah, like I said, he's looked pretty good to this point. And again, this time to the tailback. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now a man open down the middle of the field. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Now they try the right side here. And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. And he will have the first down as he gets this to the 47.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking him for that much space to rumble.
Now a throw out to his fullback is complete. Give him 3 on the play, and it'll make it a 2nd down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Not able to get a single yard there, and it'll bring up 3rd down. This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7. They'll set up to throw. The linebacker, C.J. Mosley, there in coverage.
But there was no trace of nervousness there. He was able to diagnose that play from his linebacker position, stay in excellent coverage, and bat the ball away.
So it looks like the offense isn't going anywhere. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7. Now back to throw. Buying time to his left. He can run for it, and he will. 20! And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. 4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. 11 more on that one and another first down. And boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables, otherwise they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
And he's going to go down just outside of the 5, right around the 6-yard line. Nothing doing there as the 13th play of the drive proves to be unlucky.
When you're this close to the goal line, you got to expect pressure from the defense, so the ball's got to come out fast. Got to get out of his hands quicker.
Eluding the pressure right. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. So it's been a long drive. They've held the ball for quite a while. Now what do you do here?
Well, to me, at this stage, after this drive, this close to the goal line, 3 points would be a letdown. I'm going for it here.
They'll set up a throw. And my goodness, this is incomplete. They're turned away on 4th and goal. And the Jets are going to get the football back. Well, their first 4th down attempt earlier was successful. This one backfires for a turnover on downs.
I like their aggressiveness. I like what...
And can you believe it? It's a second safety in this ball game. And this defense continues to dominate. How about 2 safeties in one game here?
You don't even put that on your goal sheet. This is something that results when you're playing really well on defense and the offense has nowhere to go with the football. Dominating performance.
Come on, fellas.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
Now he'll throw deep left side. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. The final second ticks by, and that's going to do it for the first half of play. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, guys, thanks very much. We'll get back with you shortly. But first, let's take a look at what's coming up this weekend around the NFL. As far as the early games go, we'll be watching that one in.
All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be taken in at the 1. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. The Jets will bring in a nickel set as they try to stop this 3rd down. They'll look to throw here. And the throw there going to be incomplete. The safety, Jamal Adams, able to break that one up. So good coverage there defensively, as it looks like they'll force a punt on this opening drive of the 3rd.
Well, let's coach them up a little bit from right here in the booth. That's exactly what they needed to do. They need to start stringing together some stops, turning the ball over back to their offense, and trying to get back into this game.
Yeah, a couple scores down, but they can eat into that quickly with a nice drive here on the other side. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know, at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start. What do you think, Brandon? I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, and they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. On the counter, here's Bell. A gain of 3, 2nd down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense.
There he goes, left side. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 58 yards. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Now it's Darnold, and he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Chris Herndon, his 3rd touchdown now on on the year as his guys are back within a single score. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession, and that was punt the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing, but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up third down. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. And how about this, a fake? But he will not make the first down marker. That'll be a turnover on downs. Sam Darnold heading back out, the focus of our players' spotlight. He's playing pretty well. I don't think it's necessarily him changing up something he's doing, but that O-line, they've got to protect him better.
They do. They've got to make sure that they give him more than enough time in order to find targets downfield. And sometimes what happens when these things are going on is that the field general will step up and say, hey, that's on me, guys. I didn't get rid of it fast enough. Anything to try and relax them a little bit and take some pressure off, because they do know that they are trying.
Yeah, well, we've seen the 4 sacks so far in this contest. They'll go again with Bell. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead them to third down. They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6. Here's Darnold. Looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. So he missed that field goal earlier, but he says not this time. Able to knock it through, give his guys 3.
I like his poise. I like his confidence, his belief in himself. Sometimes when you miss that first one, you'll see a lot of guys sag, and they can't make the next one. Not in this case. Stepped right up like a pro.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. That one complete. He finds Sharp. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Nice way to start the drive. A gain of 12 and a first down. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't
they? Yeah, when we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time. Really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Blowing that play up was Henry Anderson.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
He'll look to throw. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
Pretty nice coverage there, but a missed opportunity for an interception. Let's face it, a lot of these defenders, they've got it all. Speed, athleticism, hands, a little bit questionable.
And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. Darnold going to lead the Jets up now, 1st and 10 at the 20. They'll start out on the ground with Bell. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
The 2nd down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete. Throwing here on 3rd down, Darnold.
Over now.
And he's going to be brought down back at his own 6-yard line. Here's the Jets punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And it's fielded at the 34. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get some. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jordan Willis able to record his 5th sack of the season. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Back to throw. Flushed out right. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And now the ball's out, fumble near midfield. The Jets will bring in a nickel set here as they try to stop this 3rd down. He'll drop to throw. And he will have 1st down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. Got what they needed there. The drive continues with a 9-yard pickup. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. Now a run on 1st down is not going to get off the ground as they will get him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 3. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13. 2nd and 13. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked by Pierre Desir. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Darnold going to lead the Jets up now, 1st and 10 at their own 16. Darnold, he's got Herndon, his tight end. And this will be a pickup of 4 here, up to their own 20. That'll be a pickup of 4 as they work with his 4-point 4th quarter lead. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. To throw is Darnold. Throw complete to Herndon. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Well, that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Back to throw, Darnold. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. The Jets on 3rd down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. They'll run it with Bell. And he's going to come up a few yards short. Brought down at the 45.
It's interesting going into this game. There was so much talk from both sides about who would control the line of scrimmage. I think we've seen who has it in this one so far.
Well, they've bottled him up. He's barely averaging over 3 yards a carry right now. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a 1-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets 1st downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those 1st downs, keep possession of the football.
That's a gain of 4 here in the 4th quarter with them leading by 4 on the scoreboard. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. They'll run it now out of the gun. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. They'll look to throw. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Brian Poole. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think, okay, he's a guy in all the commercials. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Le'Veon Bell. Touchdown number 15 of the year. And the Jets have taken the lead. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking, beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Now, this offense back onto the field. And the stats on the screen tell the story. A great start. This defense, they made some good adjustments, though. He's fallen off since.
Have to like what they did at the half, but you also have to like the fact that they hung in there. Despite the fact they had a tough first half, he was locked in, right? Rocking and rolling. They came out, made their adjustments, got their confidence back. Now they're causing him all sorts of trouble.
Well, once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Less than 2 to play with just a field goal separating these two sides. Back to throw. Oh, that one sailed a bit, but the catch is still made. It's a 15-yard pickup, but it'll lead to a 4th down.
In a 2-minute drill, we often talk about taking care of the football, but sometimes it's just a matter of who wants it more. How about him going up top on a 50-50 ball and taking it away for a big play?
He's back to throw. He's going to have his running back. It's complete. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining. Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10. Back to throw. Throw left side complete. It's Patel. And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe. They'll look to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Patel. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. First down now, but the clock continues to move. He'll look to throw. Throw left side complete. It's Patel. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. Here's 2nd and 8. Flush to his right. Going right side here, and that's complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. 2nd and 4. This will be caught at about the 5. And a timeout coming in. This will be their final one with 10 seconds remaining.
With 5 goals having been scored.
This offense once trailed by 2 touchdowns. Now they've got a chance to take the lead. 1st and goal.
and they make their decision off of that. He went through 3. That was impressive.
Point after, right down the middle. And it would appear, barring some late heroics, they're going to get out of here with a come-from-behind victory. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Short kick. One of the up middle take it down. And they're going to have really good starting field position here as that's taken up close to the 40. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They have time here, partner, for just one final heave.
And I have to look at it from the defense's perspective here. We know what they're going to do on offense. The Hail Mary, try and get guys down there and throw it in the end zone, tip it around and catch it. You've got to have guys back there to defend that, but also you can't allow the quarterback as much time as he wants to set up and throw it. Maybe you bring a little extra pressure to make sure he gets rid of it quicker.
A little bit of a cat and mouse game. We'll see if they bring that pressure. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. You were wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for the home team here, they continue to make their case for the playoffs as they move to 9-3. And now it's off to the air.